Hey guys, what's up? Hey Robson, hey Mario, hey Ataradov, hey Five Card, hey Maiden 3, Darkbone as well. What is up? We're gonna showcase some more black openings and the black repertoire. That's gonna be the focus today. Norder, hey, how are you doing? Audio man as well. Let me make sure that I have the Chess 24 chat as well. Bateman in the house. And Bateman is also our first opponent, actually. So we're just going to jump right into it. You're welcome to challenge with whatever color you want, Dark Bone. But I am encouraging that people give themselves the white pieces. Hey Sekan, hey Sneyman. Okay, another Spanish. I feel like I've played this so often now that I actually remember the move order. Even as a 2600 Grandmaster, this move order for the Spanish, I always mess it up somehow. But now I feel like we've done it 20 times. We're starting to get the hang of it. Hey, Torque. Maybe it's time to attempt to crush this hammer guy. Mario, are you ready though? Are you properly prepared? By which I mean, have you been drinking today? Every time Mario says, you know, this is not the time, he usually explains it by, yeah, no, I had a drink. I better wait until the next time. That's why I'm asking specifically about drinking habits. I remember writing about this bishop g5, bishop d2. I remember doing a video on this kind of strange move order, but I do not remember anything of what I said. Okay, we're just gonna put the bishop here. It cannot be a super bad move, pointing in towards the center. If queen c1, then we can play king h7, keep everything protected. And we're going to keep this standard mantra in this opening that we wait until white goes a4 and then we go c5 because the a4 move weakens the b3 square. So we want to go and have this pawn attack there. Anyway, Bateman just starts moving on the king side instead. You know what? I think the knight moves away from the center, and I think this is the perfect opportunity to open up. Look at these bishops. They're going to be menacing now that we're exchanging off all the pawns in the center. Hey, Young, how are you doing? I really like this d5 move. Very happy with that. Oh my god. The world we live in is unreal. The President of the United States is posting on Twitter with 6 exclamation marks and all caps. Only 6? Well, Norder, he did only use 6, yes, but he used them 2 sentences in a row. So I don't know whether that counts as 6 or 12. I decided to round it down. What's he posting? General Motors must open their. No, I don't even. No, no, I'm not perpetuating that. No. Let's. I regret even mentioning it. Yeah, in order. He's. I think there's a fair chance he's gonna get reelected. Uh, but that's how it is. Also, speaking of kings and whatnot, I am gonna be re-elected as the king of the Hammer Empire because I am very happy with the job I'm doing so far. Look at these knights. Look at this bishop. This is 20 moves into the Spanish opening, and I am dominating. I'm just easily winning after 20 moves. See what happens? This rerouting of the bishops, very, very nice. And when we opened up in the center at the correct moment, it devastated White's position. We're gonna take this rook because we don't need more. A rook for a knight and the bishop pair. That's all we need to take down Bateman. Okay, I mean this is starting out pretty well. Uh, Dominating win with the black pieces. Look at those bishops. So here we see very often in this Breyer variation, the way white plays is trying to stagger to work against these bishops. And normally the way this is done is by white pushing the pawn to d5 so that black's pawn on e5 is blocking the dark squared bishop and white's pawn is blocking the light squared bishop. It doesn't really work here though because here black is able to put pressure on the center and gain the initiative. But in general, this d5 break in the main line is what works. And we now kind of realize why it's done that way. Because here, when all the pieces got together, it was just a beautiful sight. The knights getting into the attack, bishops working very well together, and Bateman just being overrun. And Norder, I have seen video of Aryan cracking eggs on his head. I don't think the Rui Lopez is in this new book about double fianchetto positions. Yeah, maybe not 5 card draw, but really Breyer is a double fianchetto. Because we spend so much time rerouting this bishop, and the other one is here on b7 as well. So Breyer would have been a good example for such a book. And the reasoning for why it's good to have bishops on the edge instead of in the center, very often we say that all pieces are better in the middle. But when the bishops are on the side, they can attack towards the middle, which is ultimately what we're referring to when we say we like to have central control. Scandinavian coming up? No, we don't play Scandinavian here, Maiden 3. It's a bad opening. You're gonna have to go to John Bartholomew's stream to get some Scandinavian action. Hey, Kleinmeister. Okay, so bishop e7 is the first move. And now when white protects the pawn, that's when we gotta push this bishop back. I'm starting to get the hang of it. Wow, yeah, that sounds a bit surprising, 5-card draw. The hippo? Maiden 3, we do good openings on this stream. What are you talking about? Who has corrupted you? So here, once again, white goes d5 early, and then we immediately strike back for central control with a move c6. Bishop g5. I think we're just going to ignore this move. We're just getting our pieces into decent positions. Well-placed knight. We're happy about that. We're going to play the bishop next. Good central control. Good squares for our pieces. Hey Mishak, how are you doing today? I am really liking my position. We have a great situation going. I'm going to play h6, and if the bishop backs up, I'm very tempted to go g5. Yeah, so he decided to trade because there were some problems with defending the pawn on e4. Now offering the trade of knights, I don't think I want that because I want to keep my bishop pair. And if I trade the knights, it's likely that the bishops will be exchanged. So instead, we're just going to go d5, start opening up the position. Having that bishop pair in the middle of the board. Great strats. Is even Scandi with queen d6 bad? It's supposed to be 5-card draw. But on the other hand, even Magnus has played it. So maybe it's not so bad. I'm getting slightly outplayed here. I think I kind of underestimated white's resources in the position. So bishop e5 is coming up next. Yeah, okay, we're gonna start with g6. And I gotta play much faster. I'm about to get flagged. Chuck Norris, we're playing against Chess24 premium members. If you are such a person, then feel free to challenge me on the Chess24 server. Use exclamation point challenge for instructions on how to do it. I'm just going to give away my bishop pair. It's not very Hammer-esque, but we get this pawn to attack on d4. Okay, so my queen is blocking his pawn. His queen is blocking my pawn. In general, everything is just being blocked at the moment. Oh, he's gonna go queen c5. Oh man, I'm being destroyed. I'm being outplayed here. This is very dangerous. But now I have some counter threats against White's king, which could be a problem here. Ooh, I missed b8. I missed b8, but then I have check. Am I getting checkmated here? I don't know. I don't think I am, actually. A narrow escape there. We got away from it in the end. Just barely. Van Valley, I heard Van Valley was a very good good banter. Kleinmeister. But yeah, Jordan is a good player. It's easier to troll people than it is to beat people. Hey CJ, how are you? You play Queen D6 in Scandinavian in online games, 5-card draw. I mean, so does Magnus. So clearly, it's an opening for the greatest of players. Nicola coming in with the 1,000 bits. Thank you so much, Nicola. How was your stream today? Nicola is having like educational analysis streams. I don't have the patience for such things. No worries, Attaculation. Just, don't do it again. Okay, we're gonna actually try to strike very early on here against Torquay. I think we're in a situation here where we can go e5 with complications favoring us. Did you succeed in improving your... Oh, I blundered the knight. Okay, and he blundered the knight. Everyone is blundering knights. Very fashionable. I don't really know what was going on there. It was complicated. Maybe it actually would have worked out for me anyway. So many pieces we can capture. Oh, you made affiliate? Congrats, Nicola. Okay, so what to capture? When I went to school, we learned that a knight is better than a rook for a bishop. Also, if I capture the knight, I get to keep the bishop pair. So really, it was an easy decision. Then we're gonna move this bishop out of here. I have a lot of pieces for a rook. I have too many pieces for a rook. And now I'm just capturing all the pawns. I'm half expecting Torquay to play c4 here. Just giving away everything and the lack of any good moves. Yes, Kleinmeister, we had a successful Fortnite session. Buddha was got a lot more points in the arena system. But I don't fully understand when Fortnite is organizing their tournaments. I think I misunderstood the starting time. Apparently they started 2 hours ago, which is kind of weird for North American tournament to start at like 1 p.m. Basically, they assume everyone is at home. And frankly, they're not wrong. So I guess that's the idea, that they have tournaments running in the early afternoon. Since everyone's home anyway. Okay, what are we gonna do with all of these pieces? We have so many, so many. This whole kind of thing we have in exchange for just one rook. It's a bit of an unfair fight. We're gonna make sure we get this knight on d5 as quickly as possible. Then we're gonna give a check. Then I guess we're just gonna take the rook, after which we're up 2 bishops and 3 passed pawns for nothing. For nothing. We just have it for free. Let's see. Check. Maybe I could have done this earlier. Check. Surely there's some sort of decisive check. I can't see it though. Maybe we should just run on this side. What's the lowest rated player you ever lost to over the board? I feel like when you ask such questions, 5-card draw, you forget that I was once a kid. Maiden 3 with the 300 bits. Budapest Gambit coming up. No guarantees, Maiden 3. I think I'm gonna stick to the solidity that is the Hammer repertoire, because that is what I told people I would do. I don't do change of plans very well. I don't do I have a need for planning. Hey Henker, how are you doing? And this is checkmate. This is not Bowden's mate, but it's kind of similar. I have learned recently that Bowden's mate is when a bishop covers one diagonal and another bishop covers the opposite diagonal to give checkmate. Hoff Believer, thank you for the 7-month resub. Okay, I feel like Darkbone has been re-challenging like 4 different times, which just means that he keeps losing his spot in the queue. Looking for ideas to spend the weekend? Well, I hear that bread baking is very popular, Henker. Baking in general. If there's ever a time to improve your baking skills, this might be it. The lowest rated player you lost to over the board since you became a grandmaster. I think that was... Yeah, I don't really want to think too much about it, but it was probably 1800, 1900. You already bought a kilo of brownie mix. Well, then you already have a plan, Hanker. Why are you asking us? A kilo of brownie mix? Sounds like your weekend is busy. When you're not using your time either baking or eating, you're gonna be passed out from sugar shock. I can't think of a better way to spend quarantine. Make a loaf of brownies. Wow, Walker Boy. I'm pretty sure you just revolutionized the world. All it takes is a man with a dream and a good idea. Bake, eat, pass out. Sounds like a plan. I'll do that, says Tanker. Well, let us know. Let us know that, You wake up from your sugar sleep at the end of the weekend. You were up a rook and then blunder your queen. Feels bad. Keep your cool. Okay, I'm gonna go a little crazy here. So we're gonna chase this knight back. And not because the knight was well placed on the edge, but because now the knight is blocking this bishop's diagonal. And then I'm gonna use some of the squares that the bishop left behind. And then we're just gonna go very aggressive against black's kingside. Okay, but what is the plan going forward? I think I'm gonna play g5 actually, because now if black goes f6, which is reasonably likely. No, I don't know what I was thinking. I changed my mind. I'm gonna go e5 as well. It looks, yeah, it looks so bad. And the light squares are gonna be horrible on the diagonal. But my idea is that I'm just shutting down this bishop completely. My bishop is not so good though. It's probably very important for him to make this move now. c4. Do we care about c4? Yes, we do. Let's try to prevent that. And now, yeah, I think he made a big mistake allowing me to play h5. Because if he captures this one, then I'm going to be able to get my queen into the attack, which feels dubious. And if he doesn't capture, then I would have had the opportunity to go like h6, which was also dangerous. And now maybe, how do we do this? We can't move this guy. This guy just has to stay put. Probably something like this. Maybe we're not even in a rush. I don't think we're in a rush to capture this one. We'll just improve the positioning of the pieces. We'll try to get this bishop back into the game. And then we'll kind of see what happens. He's kind of stuck. His bishop cannot move, his knight cannot move, and his rooks aren't really doing anything. Okay, so he's preparing to move his knight over to g6. Interesting plan. I'm not even sure it's that good. I'm just gonna get my king in a position where these kind of checkmate threats on the diagonal are not as serious. And I'm also hoping, yeah, I'm hoping for some kind of capture of this pawn. Hey Ram, how are you? Is Nepo sick? He was streaming earlier today. Which seems like a thing you would do when healthy. So I really want to give this check. Probably not worth. We're gonna take this one. We're gonna play it safe. I dislike this move because now knight g6 attacks my pawn. Yeah. Where was Nepo streaming? On his channel, Mario. He was streaming in Russian, though. His channel is... I wanted to say it's like a bunch of random letters put together, but I kind of lost all right to say such things. I think let's just take this one. Someone can say that he's just put a bunch of random letters together, but I'm not the one who can say it. Yeah, I know, Kleinmeister. I know I'm low on time. But I have a winning position, though, so that helps. I read an article today in the newspapers, the Norwegian net newspapers, that the prices for web cameras are up. Wow, did he just do something brilliant? Let's do this. Wow. Am I getting destroyed? This is not good. This is very bad. Oh no, this one is not covered. There's no checkmate. Ah, he flagged me. Oh, I'm so slow. I was kind of expecting him not to allow me to take his queen. But what are you gonna do? You bought a Logitech cam a month ago for $60. Now they're all unavailable. Yeah, no, like webcam prices are up 400% or something in Norway. It's pretty unreal. Yeah, Keckwood, it's almost as if people are stockpiling their entertainment, huh? And the Norwegian stores all blamed Logitech for upping the prices. Hey Krishna, how you doing? Anyone has any thoughts regarding Rajabov and the candidates being postponed? I don't really have an opinion. I'm just curious what others think. Says unconventional. Not trying to start a discourse? Okay, we're gonna ignore that comment then. Trying to open up a topic of discussion and then following it up with, I'm not trying to start a discussion. That feels like I made a mistake just reading it to start with. Everyone make sure you follow Unconventional's heed his wishes by not discussing the topic he wanted to discuss. Yeah, I see. I was almost about to actually voice my opinions on the matter, but I guess now I'm just gonna shut up. The whole world is in danger. How do you think about cure? Well, Krishna, personally, I am not a medical professional, so I haven't really been thinking a lot about the cure. I think I'm gonna leave that to the medical scientists, and then I will entertain the world with chess gameplay while the scientists advise us to stay at home until this crisis has been resolved. I think medical scientist is a fair word. I don't see your fail there, Mario. There are medical professionals who are not scientists, who are as useless as I am when it comes to fixing this. Rajaba wants to restart the candidates. Yeah, I don't see that happening though. I don't see that happening. One thing became clear: medicine is far from an exact science. What are you basing that on, Irv? That they were unable to predict the severity? Is Norway doing relatively okay with this virus? Yeah, Ram. We're doing actually very well right now. There was a point where Norway had the highest number of infected people per capita. But in the meantime, people have been dying like crazy all over the world. And Norway has been doing okay. So I think part of the reason we had such high infection rates was that we were testing a lot of people. Um, because we have one of the lowest fatality rates in the world, which doesn't really match with the highest infection rate at all. You are now the hardest hit. You don't understand why. Well, the thing is, Ram, the U.S. was hardest hit all the time. You just didn't know it because you weren't testing anyone. That's my hypothesis. You were always the country with one of the biggest problems together with Italy. We just kind of didn't. We didn't know for sure until you started testing more heavily, and now it turns out that your numbers are so high that probably it has been spreading in the country for over a month, maybe even 2 months already. Rook c8. I don't recall Darkbone. Oh wow, I'm in trouble. That was for some reason I hadn't seen this Rook b1 move. I have to move my knight. Now he can take my bishop, but I'm very lucky to have this counterattack on White's bishop. So I'm doing fine. And now we're going to push this one. This is going to be our new queen, new head of the Hammer delegation. Um, We're probably not going to allow you to capture this one, though. Let's protect. Sure, Krishna. Have a good night. Okay, we didn't get a new queen, but we did get a rook in exchange for a pawn, which is going to be a pretty good trade. What is Norway's government doing to help businesses or people with lower incomes? I haven't been reading the news all the lives. They have some kind of a crisis package, and they're trying to save the Norwegian airline, which has been pretty close to being going bankrupt. Um, and they have some big, spending package to help out businesses and self-employed people and stuff like this. Um, but I haven't really been reading enough news to know the specifics. I don't even know whether the crisis packages applies to me. But on the other hand, I'm sitting here streaming, so I'm not really in a crisis mode. Ooh, knight f6, going for the Petrov. Um, I'm gonna try something I saw Harika Dronavelli do. She played this four knight Spanish in a very unorthodox way. Do you know anything about how state support goes with EU regulations? Yeah, Mario, we're supposed to comply with all EU regulations, I think, in general. I have no idea how that works for the support they're giving the airlines, though. US government is sending everyone checks, apparently. Yeah, I heard about that. Did it pass through whatever institution it needed to pass through? I guess Congress, maybe? Senate? Both? What was it? $1,200? Yeah, actually, I was thinking about that the other day, Ram. I was thinking about, I saw the criteria for who could get this one time lump sum from the US government. And I thought the people who say Norway is expensive are so crazy. And I realized reading about who could get that money, I realized that I need to rephrase things when I explain to people that Norway is pretty cheap. Because the US spending package, to be eligible to get these 1,200 extra dollars, you had to have an income of less than, well, what was it, $80,000 a year. And in Norway, if you make $60,000 a year, you're making a very good living. $60,000 a year in Norway, you're significantly above average, and you can live a very, very easy life. So I ask you, why is $80,000 not considered that much in the US? Well, it's because you have to pay for college, you have to pay for your I don't know, medical stuff. You gotta have some backups and so on and so forth. Norway is cheap. Maybe not in per thing you want to purchase, but overall, you get much further with a 60K salary in Norway than you do with a 60K salary in the US. Yeah, that's true all the lives. That's true. Like Manhattan and Silicon Valley, the cost of living is pretty steep. That's also a discussion that some people have in Norway though. That yeah, I guess if that's not that's where the jobs are. Okay, we're gonna double the rooks. I don't know why Kleinmeister gave me two pawns for free. But not only did I get two pawns for free, I only also have this pawn on c7. That's like the most annoying pawn in the history of the world. I heard Bay Area is pretty expensive, and I think Bay Area wasn't that bad when my family lived there in '99, but it was still expensive, and it's only gotten much worse. Average Norwegian salary is 54K. Yeah, but that's also because the dollar has the Norwegian kroner lost like 25% compared to the dollar. So average salary in Norway would really be more like, I don't know, I feel like it would be a bit higher than 54K normally. It's just that the dollar is so incredibly strong at the moment. Norway has expensive food and cars, and other things are not that expensive. I would say that the food is not that expensive either, GB. I've been to some grocery stores in Manhattan and in St. Louis in the district of the chess club, which is a pretty fancy area, and the grocery prices there are on par with the Norwegian grocery prices for sure. Yes, alcohol and tobacco, those are significantly cheaper elsewhere, but that's also because of specific taxes. Hey, Pond Grubber, how are you doing? Yeah, gas also pretty expensive. The oil price tanked and the gas prices aren't down a lot, is my impression. But I don't have a car, so I don't really follow these kind of things. I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I don't drive a car. Norway is so cheap, in my opinion. All the things that are expensive to do in Norway, I don't really do that. I'm living the great life. Oh, so much extra. I think women and yeah. I was about to say something. I'm not gonna say that. I changed my mind. Do Norwegians like to fight in bars? You know, the area where I live now, Five Card Draw, is very known for its numerous stabbings. So I don't think they fight inside the bar though. They fight outside. In Norway, you can't order a double shot. Really, Dean? How is public transport? I mean, in Oslo, it's pretty good, Henker. I'm pretty happy with it in Oslo. Wow, 50s in Amsterdam, there would be fights in the bar with Norwegian seamen. Wow, that sounds kind of strange. El Capitan, if the video is buffering, that's not how it's supposed to be. Is anyone else having problems with the video? Skype has been having some problems. In general, all of these internet companies have been struggling a little bit because they have had to scale up a lot the last couple of days. I saw once again today, Lichess was having issues. And you know there's a quarantine when Lichess is having issues. That's how you know it's serious. Hey, Avalanche. Yes, Keckwood. I'm reading the chat on Chess24 because they have an embed of my stream. So we're trying to keep everyone happy. I'm going to go bishop f6 and then rook g6 and rook g8. I don't care if he knows my plan. I have the bishop pair, I have a pawn up, and I'm about to direct my forces towards his king. I don't really see what he can do about it. Now I'm getting a pawn for free. Another one. And probably another one after that. This is just collapsing for a Velverine. When was the last time you went out? It's a very long time ago, random name. It doesn't happen very often. I'm trying to search the back of my mind, but I can't really remember. I think one of the latest, well, one of my only really nights on the town ever was after the Norway chess tournament in, I want to say, like 2017. And the whole gang went out, and it was an experience. I got to see Kramnik do his thing, amongst other things. Okay, can I stop knight b5? I don't think I can. Well, I can, but it feels a bit iffy. Is it, how important is it to stop this knight from coming to b5? Rook g6, knight b5, king moves. You know what? I don't care about knight b5 at all. Because if he takes on c7, then it helps me open up the c file so that my rook supports my c pawn. Yeah, Adro knows. Tried to get me to have a drink. Just not gonna happen. Kramnik does a thing. I mean, it was said in the past that Kramnik. Wow, oof. That's a big oof. Wow, is he gonna take this now? Are there any scary checks? Nah, I think I'm fine. Kramnik is a very entertaining gentleman. I think that's what I was trying to say. Vlado can handle his drinks. Yes, he can. He's a proper Russian, Mario. Yeah, I'm accepting bullet challenges all the lives. In fact, sometimes I prioritize 1 minute challenges because I'm so sure I'm gonna win. And so sometimes I feel like if I need to win a game to get in a better mood, I'll take a 1 minute challenge. And yeah, last time it didn't work out for me. I rarely drink Avalanche. I have had a drink in my life, but very rarely. Less than 10 times. Wow. Oh, wow. Okay. We got a challenge. Nihal Sahin, one of the very talented young Indian players, with a challenge. And he was also next in the line. So, according to the rules of the stream, it was his turn to play. We'll see if he's around. We'll give him some extra time uh, to get in here. Because that 3,000 rating looking pretty good. A Scandinavian that doesn't drink? They exist, 5 card draw. They exist. Okay, it feels like Nihal is not here. The queue waiting in a line to get a game was not his thing. We'll move on. Do sober people in Norway act like they're drunk just to appear rich? Since alcohol is so expensive, asks 5 card draw. Not to my knowledge, no. Hey Halvard, how are you? Okay, let's just get that king into safety. This is kind of the backbone of my repertoire. Pawn in the center, pawn to support, get the knight out, get the bishop out, get the king to safety, and then push c5. This can be done pretty much in every opening in my recommended repertoire. You borrowed that joke? Shame on you, 5 card. Okay, we'll forgive you for borrowing jokes, I guess. Yeah, no worries, Nihal. I understood that was what had happened. What was it again that you recommended in every opening? Ram, you can take a look yourself. It's all on the interwebs. Covering the entirety of chess is too extensive to even to summarize on stream. You're gonna have to look into it yourself. Okay, knight h4 on the board. We're gonna go g6, preventing knight h5 and knight f5. And if f4, we can do knight g4. I think this knight is looking pretty silly here. We're actually gonna do the same thing. No, that was a mistake. I was just planning to go knight g7 next move anyway. So what I should have done here was go knight e8 and then knight g7. It would have done the trick. Now, since I played knight h5, I gave him the option of going knight f5. Since if I take that knight, his queen can take my knight. He didn't see that though, and now I'm doing very well. RAM, you don't need to buy the $30 version either, though. And I think the $30 is just for one color, for white or for black. I think it's a better deal buying the Chess 24 premium membership for $6 a month if you use the candidates 2020 discount code. And then you get access not only to my video series, but you get access to every video series in the Chess 24 library. So it's both cheaper and you get access to more content. Wow, Valverine, I don't even remember our game anymore. My memory is not what it used to be. Yeah, sorry, I don't recall the moment you're referring to. Did you make the mistake or did I make the mistake? What was our opening again? I hear they have Yusupov videos. I don't know the video library um, by heart, Hugh Hun, but you can check out what's available on the Chess 24 website. I know there's quite a few videos with Sapiko, and there's Dorfman, and there's Fress, and there's Peter Heine, there's Gustafsson. Yeah, probably there's Yusupov as well. Wow. I mean, I'm helping you guys get the best deal possible, but at the same time, I gotta admit, when I talk to the Chess 24 people, I do repeatedly tell them that you're selling your product way too cheap. So you gotta get the deals now when they're ridiculously cheap. Because I feel like compared to some of the competitors for video content and stuff like that, this cannot last. Something has to be done. What's your favorite premium feature? I think by far all the lives. It's the video content. It's such a rich video library at such a low cost. And it's also kind of the unique thing about the premium membership, right? Because playing on a server, you can do that on chess.com, you can do that on eChess, and so on and so forth. But those other sites, they don't have the video series. They don't have that the you it's also not just that we have the video series, it's also that the video series are very high quality and very extensive. You know, sometimes other sites they have like a 20-minute video on this and that, but there are so many repertoire series on Chess 24, which just covers everything. I'm never doing it again though. I gotta be as frank to say that doing a repertoire series, trying to cover all of the options in a position, it's very difficult. And I struggled through the white openings, I struggled through the black openings, and now I'm just happy that I managed to complete it. Hammer negotiating a pay rise? Yeah, pretty much, Bateman. Endgame content, much needed. I'll make sure to relay that feedback, Kramnik student, in all the lives. Tier 2 sub is ruining you? Oh, feels bad, Maiden 3. 26 months. I really appreciate your support, though. You messaged Jan almost 2 years back. Yeah, Jan is not great at answering messages, is he, Kramnik student? It's not his strong suit in this world. Okay, we have got Nihal in the game, and we're gonna show him the hammer openings. Okay, this is interesting. So I'm recommending bishop d6. This was a move introduced by Vishwanathan Anand. So probably Nihal, being a good Indian boy, has studied the games of his country's hero. I'm assuming knight d7 is the way to go here. And then I want to say like rook c8. Maybe I was supposed to go c5. We'll find out soon enough. Now I'm afraid about bishop takes, knight takes, and then e4. Okay, he didn't go for that. Now I feel like I get an easy game. I feel like I got everything under control. I'm even considering going bishop d6 to keep the bishop pair. But the thing about the Catalan, very often you don't really care about the bishop pair. But it's nice to have. The thing is, we're very likely going to exchange these bishops on the light squares. So having the dark squared bishop doesn't really matter that much. Okay. I think I'm somewhat better, but I'm very afraid about getting flagged. Because he's pretty quick. And also this knight is covering a lot of squares, which is kind of annoying. We're going to try to go h5, h4, and then when he goes h4, I was thinking now I can go g5, but then b4 might be annoying. Can I do... I'm just going to exchange, because I'm such a chicken. Big chicken, that's what I am. Hey, Bloby, how are you doing? Big chicken. Okay, I'm gonna try to flag him, but we're gonna make it a surprise. He's not gonna be expecting it since he's so much up on time. But we're gonna have a little surprise for him at the right moment. Is he gonna go queen f3? I mean, then I'm gonna take his pawn. Feels like I should be better with a pawn up, but there might be some attacking chances, so it's kind of scary at the same time. Okay, we're up on time. Our plan to win on time is definitely within reason right now. Ooh, he's planning b4 with a discovered check. He's so sneaky. These kids, they're so sneaky. Okay, we're gonna... Wow, that's very sneaky. It's actually pretty annoying. Surprisingly annoying. But now we're on the offense again. Okay, we got this. I can feel a win coming my way. We got so much attack going on. That was a good defensive move by him, though. Yeah, that was a really good defensive move. I gotta protect this one. I'm not sure about that move, because now rook d1 is really serious. Now his rook is basically trapped where it stands. I mean, surely I'm winning here, but I'm about to lose on time. Oh, and I blundered. Oh man, I was crushing him. Too slow. Too slow. I choked a little bit there because I took me way too long to realize that rook d1 was just winning. Oh, that was a good try though. Flagger gets flagged. Yeah, no, I was being too nonchalant. And also I was so winning at this stage, very often when you're winning, you end up spending way more time than the opponent because you feel like you have something to protect. And that often costs you a lot of time, which is so dumb, but there's a logic to it. And yeah, I just... Yeah, when I started pre-moving at this point, it was too late because I was too far behind on time. Okay, next up is Perinos. Ship it. He might die, you know? No, I don't like joking about that. Good game. Thank you, sir. Listen to your audience rematch? No, we're out here playing the viewers. We're not gonna get distracted by the fact that I just completely annihilated Nihil, sorry, and then just blew up in time trouble, ruined everything. Nihal is a viewer? Yeah. He gets the same treatment. I'm liking my position. But at the same time, I feel like Perinos gets a higher rating every time we see him. Wasn't he like 1500 a couple of weeks ago and then 2200 like yesterday? That rating just keeps on increasing. Yeah, Mario, he did. Prince Charles. No, wait. Oh, I don't know. I assume he did. That's kind of the whole basis of the joke, right? Is there a famous chess player who got it? Not that I know. Well, Irina got it. She's pretty famous. She was part of the world team in the world internet match against Kasparov. Multiple times US women's champion. Annihilated. Ooh, that's a good one, Kleinmeister. We're gonna keep that one for the next time. Yeah, it's her Irina Crush. She was posting on her Facebook. She was. She said it went kind of in. It went up and down a bit. That there were times when she was feeling okay, and then suddenly she would feel not okay afterwards. The one of the things that kind of shook me a little bit with Irina's Facebook update was the fact that she was writing that she was doing chess lessons. She felt good enough to do chess lessons. And then she kind of had to stop doing it because she didn't feel that good anymore and stuff like that. But to kind of do chess lessons in the middle of being sick with a dangerous virus, that kind of told me that self-employed people are gonna struggle with this whole shutdown, and especially if you get sick, because there's you don't have the same apparatus helping you out when you're self-employed. I misplayed this so horrendously. This is not good. We need to make c4 happen ASAP. But we also need more pieces into defense. I think this is the way to go. Yeah, Irina's tough. She'll be fine, I think, Henker. Hey, Abdu. Thank you, Time God. How are you today? Okay, we're gonna have to play c4 as quickly as possible. We need to get some counterplay against Black's queenside. We need to have this rook involved, and we need to point it towards the pawn on c7. So I'm gonna be streaming tomorrow as well. I'm not gonna go too much longer today. I'm gonna do half an hour, maybe a bit more, and then we're gonna do 3-ish hours on Saturday, and then I'm taking a bit of a break because I'm gonna take like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off. Partly because I need to be concentrated, and I also have some work to do in relations to selling my old apartment, which is very exciting. There's going to be a bidding war, I hope, on Wednesday. Good night, CJ. So I'm considering letting Black just capture this one. But I'm also considering not letting Black capture this one. Actually, there's no way for Black to defend this pawn on c7, is there? I think I'm just going to defend this one. Marius coming in with a 27-month resub. Whoop! Thank you so much, Marius, for the continued support. Is that the usual way to sell an apartment in Norway? Yes. All apartments are usually sold through bidding. Ostra. Are you like a famous celebrity in Norway? Yes, absolutely. But on the other hand, I would say that regardless. So you be the judge of what's truly correct. This bishop is in trouble. I don't know why he played the rook here. That feels like a big mistake. Yeah, black's pieces on the queen side are just stuck. I think this is easily winning for white. Thank you for the continued streaming. Oh, Marius. So many pieces that can be captured. I can capture this one. But honestly, I don't know if I'm interested. Because I want to keep my bishop here so that I can capture the pawn on a6. And then I can get a passed pawn, and then I can get a new queen. So I'm going to do that. I have been recognized in the passport control. I have been recognized when buying when entering the kind of the lounge area ish thing for people going overseas. I've been recognized stepping off the bus. So yes, I'm of course very famous. I have been considered casted for a celebrity version of a Norwegian reality show. Very famous. Very famous. And that is Perinos going down. And I didn't even have to play my black repertoire. Mainly recognized when you travel. Honestly, Marius, there's a reason for that. It's because when I travel, that's the only time I leave my house. It's not an accident. There's a very concrete causation for that. Of course I considered it anchor. Otherwise I wouldn't participate in the casting. Those were the glory days. Leaving the house, that was nice. Well, if you like that kind of thing, Marius. I was mostly happy inside anyway. Does anyone remember what I recommended against bishop c5? I feel like this is the move. We'll find out soon enough. So, chat, I'm interested in hearing your thoughts because we have the numbers. And I think there's some kind of theory that says that people in numbers are correct or something. When do you think we will go back to having like going outside, having events, basically something that resembles normal life as we used to know it? When do you think that's happening? End of May, 3 months, says Kleinmeister. Okay, so Kleinmeister says end of June. Bloby says end of May. Henker also end of June. Late 2020, says Fundrule. Sometime after the summer, says Marius. Bulukanulu coming in with mid-April in the USA. Yeah. Yeah, maybe that's true, Bulukanulu, but I'm not sure it's going to be a success. In Norway, June? August, September, thinks Marius. Yeah, no worries, ship it. And I mean, I don't pride myself in being a comedy police. It's just morbidity I find a bit off-putting. I try not to mod anything most of the time, but that one I felt like was a bit much. The measures they're using now will probably halt the epidemic for the time being. But what is the long term plan? Yeah. My understanding is that they want to halt it now for as long as possible so that they can be better prepared when it starts busse up again. What's that in English? When it starts flaring up again. So basically, I read an interview where some guy said this is gonna be bad and a lot of people are gonna have to be infected. We just want them to be infected like half a year down the line when we are better prepared to deal with the situation, which includes probably manufacturing more respirators, more masks, um, not having so many hospital workers in quarantine, stuff like that. Elbow gestures. I mean, I feel like there's a good namaste is should be sufficient, Hanker. I've been doing the this one, which I read is like 10% of the germs of a handshake. But 10% is quite a bit as well. Maybe it was 5% ship it. Yeah, but not worth it. Yeah, that was my conclusion as well. So now I'm going to do the. I hosted a video lecture today, gave me a whole new respect for streamers. It's hard, super hard. Yeah, but this is what I'm talking about, Marius, about the value of not necessarily viewer numbers, but viewer interaction. Because it becomes so much easier when you can feed off of someone basically suggesting new topics for you to kind of progress. And also, I'm guessing video lectures, as in lecturing, as in trying to teach someone stuff, is also way more difficult than me just sitting here ranting. Ooh, h5. That's a really interesting move. I was going to play g3 next, but now that doesn't feel very appetizing. Wow, that's a super interesting move. I don't know what to do about this guy. It needs to get into the game. I guess I'm going to do this. Is he going to give a check here? Feels a bit strange, but maybe it can work for him. We're going to allow this check, and if he makes it, I'm just going to put my king back where it came from. I feel like it's a bit of a stab in the dark. So many streamers, people watch streamers that completely ignore chat if they're very good at the game. Yeah, but at the same time, those streamers would probably adapt in time. It's also about getting acquainted with the streaming atmosphere and setup and stuff like that. I think a lot of the people who don't really read chat, um, well, in Magnus's case at least, it's also about his unfamiliarity with it. And like the big Fortnite streamers who don't read chat, kind of chat is there to entertain themselves. They're not necessarily there because they expect the streamer to follow. I don't know. That's how it works. I watch a streamer who never interacts. Well, it's not never, but he rarely interacts with chat. But that's kind of it's fine because I didn't have that expectation anyway. I think I'm about to defend my king, and if I am successful defending my king, then Black is going to regret the fact that he gave away um, a full, what was it, bishop, to generate some attacking chances. I'm just going to start capturing stuff, I think. I feel like my king is pretty safe. That might be wrong, though. And I'm going to win on time anyway, so what's my incentive here? Yeah, the thing is, he's going to pre-move. He's going to pre-move queen h6, and it's kind of dangerous. It's kind of stressing me out a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah, okay, that's not going to stress me out though. Do kids learn a third language in Norwegian schools? Yes. So in eighth grade, when you're 13 years old, you can choose to learn Spanish or French or um, German, or there's like specialty schools where they have other languages. For instance, my mom, maybe not for middle school, but for high school, she had Russian, I think, stuff like that. Did you hear about Gary Kasparov's streaming? Yeah, I couldn't find the clip where he talked about it though, Steve Eyes. I heard that he had said something, but I wasn't watching the broadcast at that time. Gary streaming doesn't really sound like a thing that's gonna work out. I feel like Gary isn't gonna be happy spending his time for that kind of exposure and or money. I feel like he has better platforms, being such a big name on the world stage. Marius, that maybe they should try to avoid it being like a set date like that. Now everyone can go outside. That sounds chaotic. I definitely feel it that way, Steve Eyes. I think my stream is very small, but yeah, it's difficult not to compare your current kind of standing compared to how it was in the past. And I used to average 330 without getting embeds on a chess website. And now I'm averaging 160 with an embed on Chess 24's website. So I definitely consider myself a small streamer, and I wish I had more viewership. But what I have noticed the past couple of months is that my viewership is very active in chat. And as I mentioned earlier, that has real value. Makes it much easier to stream. And I never seem to run out of challenges. So there's plenty of people who want to play, if nothing else. Wow, you can get Latin in high school in Norway? Wow. That's gotta be some pretty special kids. That's kind of rude of me to say, isn't it? And I'm a chess player. I don't really have that much to say when it comes to nerdiness. But if you take Latin as your third language, I don't know. I feel like the sting was justified. Raudus, yes, I play chess for a living. Well, that's not entirely fair. I do chess commentary for a living, and then sometimes I play chess to kind of have a little gig on the side. And then sometimes I do like chess consulting, advising, for instance, Play Magnus, Chess24, on how they should develop their products to get the best product possible, and outcompete their competitors, stuff like that. Basically, I'm being paid to be an opinionated pain in the ass, which suits me very well. What's the reason for the decline? I have no idea, Marius. But I will say that there's definitely more chess streamers. Maybe that has something to do with it. Just more competition. Vertvich, the discount code is candidates 2020. Why do you think the Pro Chess League was a failure, Steve Eyes? Hey Vovk, how are you today? Yeah, when I went to school, Henker, no one did Spanish, but it has become incredibly popular the last couple of years. So I did French in middle school, and I learned that I cannot speak French. So in high school, I did German. I definitely did better in German than French, but it has a lot to do with it being much easier to learn a vocabulary in German because the words are very similar to Norwegian. You want to buy these central pawns? Actually, I don't like them very much, Kleinmeister. I don't think they're very good. I think they're easy to overestimate, though. But yeah, personally, I feel like white has a lot of good pressure towards my center. I would rather have white in this position. Well, white has the bishop pair, so makes sense. Checks out. Yeah, no, Mario. I think I did. I got the hang of German pretty easily, in my opinion. Did Hammer go to school in the U.S. or something? I lived for a year in the U.S. when I was a kid. Kaka. Wow, Kaka is back. That's a new variation of your username, no? Oh man, Twitch users and their usernames. Det är gängde. I had to make a Norwegian reference there. If you're drunk enough, you can also understand Dutch. Uh, Yeah, you're not wrong. Ship it. Oh no, sorry, that was someone else. Oh yeah, no, it was ship it. Yeah, I spent a year in Berkeley, California, when I was 9 years old. I came back to school, didn't pay any attention in any English classes for a couple of years until I was like 12, 13 years old. My teacher went, I am, you are, he, she, it is. And it dawned upon me that I do not know this. I do not know this. Because I just learned to speak English. I didn't learn any of the grammar. Okay, I don't know if this was the best move ever, but it's not the worst move ever, so good enough. Um, what are we gonna capture? Probably gonna capture this one, honestly. D3, rook takes d3, rook check, king moves, queen check, rook in between. My calculation skills are just, they're up there with the best of them. Top tier calculating right here. Um, mm, mm. I think what we're gonna do is move the rook somewhere. Here, maybe? I'm from Oslo, Itterdal. Born in Bergen, but having lived in Oslo for all my life. Pretty much. Hostile takeover. Obtain those central pawns. I'm trying my best, but it's not so easy as I thought it would be. Well, definitely less easy than I thought it was going to be. I'm going to let him take this one. I'm just going to push. He's probably going to go queen g4. That's a mistake. Surely. No, it's not a mistake. I'm so dumb. I just assumed this was going to be a mistake. Okay, now I actually have to start try-harding. Yeah, that was not very impressive play. But I still have a winning position, though. Vertwidge jumping the queue using 10,000 loyalty points. Yeah, I'll make sure you get the next game, Vertwidge. Okay, we're gonna get this trade, and then I think it's gonna be finito. Rook takes, we're gonna get the queen, we're gonna take this one, gonna go back, gonna give a little Chekhoruski, as Danny would call it, and then we're just gonna pre-move for the rest of the game. Sometimes you're having trouble to choose which chess streamer to watch, so social skills decide. Wow, and I am the current winner in terms of social skills. I'm honored, Adam. I'm so honored. I'm honestly gonna check out who the other chess people are so that I can feel superior. Let's see, I have better social skills than Ben Feingold, Hikaru Nakamura, Botas Alive, Jesse Fedoseyev, Anna Kamling, Fiona, Chelsea, Yan Lee. I think like I'm pretty sure you got this wrong. I'm not sure it's your top criteria because I just took a look at who's streaming now and it's a pretty significant group of people with very decent social skills. Vertvich, I don't see your challenge. Could you send me a challenge? I'm gonna send you the link so that you can do it more easily. Better social skills than Fine Gold is a given? Well, yes. But I think my point is, Marius, that there was a lot of girls streaming. And boys versus girls in social skills is not really a fair competition. Fedoseyev is streaming? Yes, Henker. He's streaming in Russian, though, so it might be a bit difficult to follow. His username on Twitch is Big Fish. Why do I always lose to Grandmasters? I don't know, Krookie. It's a big mystery. Okay, I see your challenge now, Vertwitch. It's the whole package. I am the whole package. Thank you, Adam. Hey, Rashid, how are you doing? Oh, wow. Vertwich's first game as a premium Chess 24 member. Let's try not to crush him in 20 moves. Give him a nice welcome. Wow. Henker learned some Russian by watching Nepomniachtchi's stream. I don't think I would have the patience to learn anything from a language I don't understand at all. Hey, Shah Opa, how you doing? This is actually like my second to last game. I see there's still a lot of incoming challenges, but for most of you, it's gonna have to wait until tomorrow because I have a call to make at the top of the hour. But we're gonna get a game against Nick, and then maybe one more game, and then I'm gonna have to send you over to the next one. It means that if you want to be guaranteed a game right now, the best thing you can do is use the jump the queue loyalty purchase on Twitch. We have a system where you get loyalty points. The more you get more points for the more you watch the stream, the more points you get. And you can use these loyalty points to redeem things such as priority access in the queue. Just a little tip there for everyone. You learned some Swedish when you were younger watching PewDiePie. Yeah, honestly, it's funny. Chap, the Fortnite streamer I watch, he's very fond of Swedish pop. So fairly often he is my main source of Swedish music, really, which I find kind of funny. Have you ever considered growing a beard? I actually shaved myself before streaming today, Alec. It's just my beard is so wimpy. I can't be seen with such a thing. How bad is Swedish music? I don't know. It's kind of catchy, Mario. It's kind of catchy. Also, Sweden have like ABBA, stuff like that. It's pretty. They're solid for music. They're pretty solid. Ooh, Bishop G5 is going to hurt Vertvich a little bit because the queen is under attack and the pawn cannot step forward and stop that pressure because my other bishop is pointed down towards Black's king. A real grandmaster should have a tattoo and a beard, says Kleinmeister. Wow. I thought that was for bikers and stuff, but clearly I have misunderstood what kind of people should get tattoos. So I can capture, king takes, bishop takes, rook takes, queen gives a check, king moves, queen takes a rook, or queen takes a knight even. Yeah, I think that works. Calculation, grandmaster calculations right there. Keep your cool. If you just lost 100 rating points and you're in a bad mood, yes, you should stop playing. Absolutely. Battle scars, says Henker. I don't know. I thought our battle scars was just generally bleak opinion of life and how we've wasted our life playing a effing board game. I think that's the battle scars of chess professionals, Henker. That's a lot worse than battle scars? No, I think it's just the right amount of bad. Hey, Dukas. Okay, so everyone, I might go off pretty soon, but make sure you're back tomorrow at the same time, 8 p.m. Oslo time. That's 3 p.m. Eastern. We'll do a longer stream. Might be the last stream I do in the month of March. And maybe on April 1st of all dates, I will have sold my apartment and be in the mood for a celebration. Who knows? Have a feeling I will see you then. Yeah, what else are you gonna do, Bateman? What else are you gonna do? Okay, but we're gonna have time for one more game though. So I'll take the next game on the list, which seems to be, ooh, that's checkmate. The next game is MK. We seem to have lost the person who was first earlier. MK with the... Do you guys know which one of the Donald kids this is? Is it like that one of them always has the blue hat and then the other one is like, I want to say yellow and green? Red and green? Lewis. Yeah, I don't actually know their names in English. Louis, Dewey, and someone. I know Dewey. That's the only one I know. Sorry, my kids are sleeping now, says Kleinmeister. Otherwise, that would have been the go-to solution. I agree. Your expertise taking a nap. Uh, Huey. Ooh, a Tardive. Good one. Thank you. Maybe it's not very impressive if you are a native English speaker, but that rings true to my ears. Yes, Huey, Dewey, and no, Huey, Dewey, and what was the last guy? Lewis? I'm not sure Lewis is a thing. Huey, Dewey, and Louis. Wow, really? That doesn't make any sense at all, does it? Does it even rhyme? Huey, Dewey, and Louis. Oh yeah, it does kind of rhyme. My bad. In Norwegian, it's Ole Dole Doffen. Which is pretty good, I think. Some of the names of the characters in English, I feel bad knowing their translations. Because you're missing out on, much better translations in Norwegian. I think we just had a better guy doing the naming. Bishop d6, we go queen a5. Yeah, that was my plan. Bishop d6, queen a5. And take this one and chase the bishop. I think that was fine for me. Yeah, but like Scrooge McDuck and, well, what's the guy with the long legs? I forget. Goofy. Goofy. I mean, Goofy is an okay name, but in Norwegian, Goofy is named literally long legs. Goofy's name in Norwegian is long legs, or kind of the literal translation of it. It's so good. So good. Also, why did I move this knight here? Okay, we're going to take this one. We're going to take that one. That's bad? No, it's in Norwegian, it's very good. It's bad in English, but in Norwegian, it's just very good. He's not even known for his legs? Of course he is. Well, in Norway he is. Naturally. The dog right. Did you just refer to Goofy as the dog, Mario? Shame on you. How's Pluto? Yeah, it's the same. He already had a good name. This position feels like minus 2.5. I feel confident I'm going to win it. I kind of regret not going for knight e2, rook takes h4 checkmate earlier. Goofy is a talking dog who owned a pet dog that couldn't talk. Pretty messed up, says Kaka. In Dutch, they added some sounds to Goofy to make it sound more Dutch. Man, translation is a bit of an art form, isn't it? Okay, we're just going to take this rook. I'm not going to spend my time searching for a checkmate that probably doesn't even exist. Okay, I'm gonna have to make a call. I'm gonna have to end the stream. We're gonna find someone to raid because I don't think MK is coming back from this. Down 3 pawns and a rook and something. That's just not going to work out. Now it's going to be 4 pawns as well. We'll send the raid to Miss Jessie of South Africa. And I hope to see you all back tomorrow. Ooh, that's a knight. Oof. Big oofs. Big oofs. We're going to send you to Jessie. Have a nice evening, everyone. Make sure to use your raid emotes to make our presence, our Viking presence known. And I hope to see you tomorrow. Good luck selling your house. Thank you kindly, sir. Until the next time. Good night, everyone.